I'm switching to commentary since I don't think anyone will want to read massive walls of text explaining how the strategy works. So I discovered this strategy completely by accident. Around 2 years ago, I got my first black border on high finance back when Comanche was good. I wanted to try it again on my alt account, but then Comanche didn't seem that good, and also that I couldn't really get Comanche in a good spot without spending 5,000 on an ice to freeze the water on high finance. At the same time, I also had the idea to use Pet and Super Maelstrom in a least cost CHIMPS run. Super Maelstrom seems to have not the same, but at least a similar damage output, versatility, and cost efficiency of Pet Zone, but only when the ability is up. It seemed promising from my sandbox testing, and it may possibly beat the current record on Cubism. So I somehow thought of putting these two completely unrelated towers together, and it works way better than expected. Besides the fact that Path buffs them both very well, they have absolutely nothing in common, so they are amazing complements to each other. Super Maelstrom is weak against single targets, is unreliable, and has infinite pierce. In contrast, Comanche is strong against single targets, is reliable, and has low pierce. And by reliable I mean it's just up 100% of the time, it's not ability based. The best analogy I have here is that Super Maelstrom is a stronger unstable concoction in this situation. It helps wipe out a large portion of the round, especially on rounds like round 98. Comanche then takes over from there and cleans out whatever balloons are left over. Super Maelstrom is easily affordable in the early game and is still good enough to mostly take down the rounds from round 50 to 80. So it just needs a bit of support, like maybe a Bunjitsu or a sub or something. What I found was a downdraft was pretty good here since it could help a bit in the mid game while also helping take some load off of Comanche in the late game, since the mini Comanches all automatically have pursuit, and that's not really good when chasing stray ceramics. The main heli also has Moab Shaft, further clumping the balloons and giving Super Maelstrom more to pop in one ability. This is especially significant on round 95 since there's a long stream of utilities and Super Maelstrom cannot easily take all of them down in one ability. That's just the basic premise of how the strategy works. It's pretty straightforward as long as you know how to properly time your abilities. You'll see that I barely got any support for this defense later on since this combo is already pretty strong on its own. This part was way closer than it should have been since I didn't get any reliable camo detection. See later that I got an unnecessary camo village and snowstorm just at around round 78 or so, or afterwards. But that was because I was trying to make this strategy as black border friendly as possible. Maybe I'll upload a guide sometime. So basically I just got those Xtrullors to see how tight the money would be if I had bought them. And as you can see, it wasn't actually that close, since Super Maelstrom is pretty good with 10. My ability timings on rounds 94 and 96 were pretty bad, but Comanche was somehow good enough to clean up the rest of the rounds, so it didn't really matter that much. The Super Maelstrom placement was also less than optimal, since I could have gotten it slightly further back to the exit so I didn't really need a first strike for around 100, or I could have put it at least closer to the S-shaped track where the odd rounds come out from, and most of the odd rounds are DDT rounds, so this strategy suffers even more to DDT rounds. I got overclocked just because of round 98. Since 45 BFBs move faster than ZMGs, BFBs overtake the ZMGs and they couldn't be damaged by Comanche, so they couldn't be completely destroyed with just one Maelstrom. I ended with 30k left to spare, so it seems pretty good. To be fair, helis are pretty good on high finance, so I tried it again on a map where heli is absolutely terrible on. I initially tried this one back in 17.1. That was before the pulse rate of submerged sub got buffed. Round 33 was still doable but slightly harder since I had to better time the submerge. The early game here differs from the one on high finance since I got a sub for early game instead of getting a downdraft, since downdraft couldn't solo the early round. I got the supposed down cross buff on sub since range wasn't too big of an issue here. Heat tip darts actually came in useful later and helped a bit with the DDTs. 63 was harder since the track was shorter and I couldn't use maelstrom on all 3 waves like I did on high finance. I ended up getting 2 wizards on the bottom, but they ended up being useless, so that's $3,000 wasted. White and blue still couldn't reach deities on the right entrance, so I had to get an elk buff and a primary mentoring. Pets found with this setup looks quite similar to most strategies on Bloody Puddles. half of the defense is focused on one path while the other half is focused on the other. That's like how you could have sub-commando on the right path and promo charge on the left on bloody puddles. So the only difference here is that the track is longer and that they intersect at the exit. On high finance, I got overclocked on the Super Maelstrom so I could fully take down the ZMGs and its children all in one ability. However, a non-overclocked Super Maelstrom easily took down the ZMGs on pad spawn. My guess is that ZMGs on high finance couldn't get damage before getting Maelstrom as I've explained earlier, but could on pad spawn here since I had a sub and some other supporting towers to damage the ZMGs. Another difference may be due to the lack of any stalls on high finance and that there's also a better curve for Super Maelstrom to be placed here. I later beat it on Flooded Valley with Flagship and Super Maelstrom. I'll release the video sometime next week, but basically I'm really close to beating the current record of these costumes on Flooded Valley, so I'll just try to optimize my current setup so I can beat it and maybe upload the video next week. I guess all this strategy really does is show that pad and Super Maelstrom is really powerful. I guess you could probably substitute the comanche with some other towers and then get some support to make up for whatever gaps you left in the defense, like maybe a weakness against, I don't know, deities or something. So I'd say comanche is a pretty bad tower, as with most of the community. But the thing is that Hiking Potato still managed to beat out CHIMPS with just comanche, Sun Avatar and pad. So what I think about comanche is that it does good on Ouch just because it has high DPS despite having low pierce, and it also has full map coverage. So basically it can cover all 4 paths while fully maximizing its pierce there, while many other strategies that aren't Grandmaster Ninja will probably do a lot worse. All I have to say, bye.